My name is Emily Heaton. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Agronomy, and my job is biomass crop agronomy. So you can think of me sort of like a soybean agronomist before we grew soybeans. So 1935, we didn't have any soybeans in Iowa, right? But we had them coming. Now we have millions of acres of them. And I think the same thing is going to happen with perennial biomass crops. So my job is to figure out what to grow in Iowa and how to grow it before we need to put in millions of acres. What we have here today is a variety of perennial energy crops. Some of them are native, some of them are not. And the concept that we have is that putting just a little bit of perennial cover on the landscape can have a lot of beneficial impacts in Iowa on many different levels. So that has a lot of wonderful impacts for the environment. It provides some wildlife benefits, it holds soil, keeps our water cleaner, keeps our nutrients on the landscape so we don't have to apply as many fertilizers. Part of the question has been with perennials though, how do farmers make money on them? We know they do wonderful things for the environment, but how do we make money in a tight economy? And so that's where biomass crops really come in. We think there's a lot of opportunity to grow biomass for energy in Iowa, and we have lots of examples from states around us that are doing this, and it's working quite successfully. So what we're trying to do is figure out what are the win-win combinations that allow Iowa farmers to plant perennial crops, sell it for biomass or sell it for some sort of good profit, and at the same time use that perennial biomass to protect the environment. I think the most important thing that I've been doing here at the Farm Progress Show is to listen. I've been in Iowa for 2 years. I've been in the Midwest most of my life, but in Iowa for 2 years. And Iowa is such a, quite a diverse state. And so understanding where farmers are coming from, what their concerns are, and where they see themselves and the role of biomass energy in their operations in the future has been really helpful for me. There's been a lot of research done at Iowa State by many different people in many different departments. It all comes to kind of a magic number. There's a magic number of 10%, that if we put 10% of the Iowa landscape into perennials, it will have a lot of positive impacts in a lot of different areas. So 10% of the landscape will help hold 90 to 95% of our soil. It helps keep our water cleaner, helps keep nutrients on the landscape, and 10% in perennial biomass crops, if we use high-yielding biomass crops, 10% of the landscape is about enough to supply Iowa's energy needs.